Hey, it is 12 noon on Friday, which means it's time for this week's episode of State of Real Estate. I'm John Christman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time. We're here live, helping you mastermind to grow your real estate business. And today's topic is why everybody needs open houses. You need open houses. Your sellers need open houses. Your buyers need open houses. Open houses should be a central aspect of your real estate business, at least if you're looking to try to grow it. If you're not trying to grow your real estate business, you can go ahead and flip through the rest of your stream right now because you don't need to watch this. But for you guys that want to grow your real estate business, strap yourself in, clear your schedule for the next half hour. We're going to be going deep on open houses, not only why you need them, but how to make them super effective. So stick with us. I'm John Christman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate, and you're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. I'm John Christman, and this show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time, we're here live helping you mastermind to grow your real estate business, to take it to that next level. Because who gets a real estate license just to get by? No, you don't. Even if you're just doing real estate part-time, maybe you're doing some referral stuff, or maybe just doing it on nights and weekends, you're not doing it just to get by. You're doing it for more. You're doing it not just to survive, but to thrive. And so that's what we're talking about today, using open houses to help your business thrive. So why open houses? Why does everybody need open houses? Well, let's talk about why your seller needs it. Your seller needs it to help gain exposure of their property. At least that's what they're going to think. That's what they're going to think, because according to the National Association of Realtors, less than 1% of houses sell as a result of an open house. But even then, 1 in 100 odds are pretty good odds when you factor in how much we get paid in commission. So that alone, just to appease your seller, as well as get their property out there further marketed, that's all the reason why your seller needs open house. Let's talk about why buyers need open houses. So another National Association of Realtors statistic, 45% of buyers come as a result of an open house, meaning 45% of buyers find their agent through an open house. Look, I'm going to say that one more time because this is probably the statistic. If you take away one thing away from this episode, it's this: 45% of buyers find their agent at an open house. 45%. That means half of all the buyers out there are finding their agent through an open house. So that means if you don't do open houses as part of your business, you're eliminating the chance of being able to get half of the buyers that are out there. And we'll talk about how to handle your open house so you could really capitalize on converting walk-ins from your open house to your clients, for buyers as well as sellers. We'll talk about how to get sellers there as well. So that's part of the reason why you need an open house. This is the reason why your buyer needs open houses, because this is where they want to go to find their agent. They're not going to find their agent on Zillow. Now, despite you might be paying hundreds or thousands of dollars to advertise on Zillow, when you're advertising on Zillow, you're very much just a gatekeeper as opposed to a counsel, as opposed to somebody who is guiding them through this home purchasing process. So look, if you just want to be a gatekeeper and hope you roll the dice and you luck out that, oh yeah, they want to buy this house that they called me about, cool, easy money. Look, that does happen. And look, there's tons of agents that do make lots of money off of Zillow, and you can use Zillow effectively. But open houses are such a better opportunity, especially because as a new agent, if you're a new agent, it's not costing you anything except for your time. Maybe some cost to get some refreshments, to go get a little, tub of like cookie dough to bake in there, to get some, drinks and whatnot, some refreshments to keep people at the open house so you have a better opportunity to build a relationship with them. But aside from that, it's very minimal cost to start holding open houses. And again, another tip for new agents, this is something that gives you a playground, a sandbox to test out your sales skills, to test out your communication skills, to test out your ability to communicate with people. And why this is such a great test area is because these are real potential clients that you're trying to, potential leads that you're trying to convert to your client. And if you marketed your open house right, you're going to get them one after another coming into the open house. So if you blow one, you got another one coming in. If you blow it with one, you've got another deal coming in. You got another potential lead coming in. Now remember here when you're holding open houses, less than 1% of houses sell as a result of an open house. So your goal here isn't to try to sell that house. That's secondary. If you're able to sell that house, fantastic. But even somebody who's interested in that particular property, who is maybe even a maybe for that property, who might want to buy and purchase that property that you're holding open, they're probably not going to do it the first time that they're at the open house. Why? Well, because at an open house, it's an event open to the public. And what that does is it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to wrap their mind around that particular property. And a lot of times buyers are going to want to see the same property multiple times. If they're seeing it a second time, that's when they're ready to make a contract. Now, the first time they see a property, they might want to write the contract right there. But very often you're going to need multiple appointments to get them to really wrap their head around owning and living in that property for the next 5-10 years, maybe for the rest of their life. Who knows? So even when they come into that open house, they might not want to buy that house. They might have just started looking and they still want to see what else is out there. They still want to be sure that this is the right one for them. So remember, your goal isn't to try to sell that house right there, because if you do that, if these people coming in are coming to you and you're trying to do the high pressure, high tactic sales of trying to get them closed on that property that they just walked into the open house for, guess what they're going to do? They're going to walk out the door because they're not ready for that. We have to build rapport. We have to establish the relationship. We have to ask questions. We have to start to get to know them. And so that way we're able to figure out where they're at in the sales process. Have they started looking at other properties yet? Have they seen this property before? Are they working with an agent currently? Chances are no, because half of the buyers out there are finding their agent at the open house. Guess what? Again, if you don't hold an open house, you're not going to get them. You've got to hold the open house if you want to be able to tap into that half of the buyer's market. But now, what else? What's another benefit from open houses? So sellers. Sellers, those are the holy grail. That's ultimately what agents will want. You might say, John, I don't want to work with buyers. I'm sick of working with buyers. I got more buyers than I know what to do with. I want to find out how to tap into sellers. Because according, again, to the National Association of Realtors, it takes 1/3 of the amount of time to close a seller compared to closing a buyer. Now, how do we get those sellers? Maybe you do a mailing, maybe you go door knocking, maybe you're doing some phone calls or anything like that. Those could work. But what if I told you you could get sellers coming to you? You could get motivated sellers coming to you. How? At open houses. So why would a seller want to come to an open house, especially an open house in their own neighborhood? Ask yourself that question. Why would a seller go to an open house in their own neighborhood? Are they going to buy that property? Probably not. Chances are they're not going to be moving within the same neighborhood, although that does happen sometimes, so don't make assumptions about these things, because they might want to move maybe just into a larger or a smaller property within that same neighborhood. So they could be potentially looking at it as a buyer, but let's say they have no interest in living in the same neighborhood. Why would a seller still want to go to an open house down the street? They want to see the competition. The sellers want to see what's going on in the market. And now they have the ability to see what's going on basically in their own backyard, what's going on in their neighborhood of what this property, the competition, what it's selling for, what it's like on the inside, what upgrades it is that they've done, what colors that they've used, is it clean, is it tidy, or is it kind of messy, does it have a pool? They just want to get in there and start to see this. So when you have nosy neighbors. You know, a lot of realtors out there, and it's not their fault because they just haven't been properly trained on this here. You make the mistake of misidentifying a potential seller for a nosy neighbor. They're not just a nosy neighbor. They got better things to do with their time. If they're looking at the other property, this is why they're doing it. They're wanting to see the competition. They want to see the other houses in the neighborhood. They want to see what's going on in the market. Now, these people, they might not sell for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Who knows? But maybe they're looking to sell right now. Maybe they've been thinking about selling for a couple of years. They're just not sure if now the time is right. And again, they want to see the competition. They want to see, oh, well, what kind of upgrades did they do? Because I'm thinking about selling my house. Let's go take a look at this house. You know, maybe see what they've done here to this house to see what it would maybe sell for, what it's like. Oh, maybe we'll talk to the agents there to see if they would be a good fit for us. So not only are buyers potentially interviewing you, and buyers walk into open houses knowing that there's going to be an agent there. That's why almost half of them find their agent at an open house. If you do a good job of building rapport, you could probably make that number even higher, potentially even pick up 100% of the buyers that walk into your property because they go there looking for an agent. They go there looking for the property, but they know there's going to be an agent there. And if you could showcase your professionalism, your trustworthiness, and again, build that rapport, build that relationship, you're opening up the opportunity to have now a buyer client. And you could do the exact same thing with sellers. Now, these people that are looking to buy, chances are they might not already have their house listed on the market yet. So not only are they a buyer, but they're also a seller client. They need to sell their property as well as buy one. I see it all the time where buyers will want to go look at properties and find the perfect home that they could fall in love with before they even put their property on the market. Now, that's not necessarily the way to go about it, but it is what it is. And we need to be able to capitalize on that scenario, on that situation. So that's why we're seeking out not only buyers, but also sellers. So open houses, again, can be such a gold mine. And really, again, it's not about selling that property. Less than 1% of houses sell as a result of an open house. So it's not about selling the property you're holding open. It's about establishing relationships with these clients here. You're going to make your seller happy. You're going to make the people walking in happy when, again, you're just trying to build that relationship and find out how it is that you could service them. You're going to make your broker happy because you're going to be making them more money. Maybe you don't even have an open house yet. Look, here's a little golden nugget for you, a little tip, a little secret of how you could get started without any listings and actually go hold open houses. If you don't have a listing, borrow a listing. Find an agent that'll let you hold an open house at their property. Chances are they don't have any interest in holding open houses. And this is what you're going to find as you start to grow your real estate business, as you start to take on more listings and more properties. You're not going to have time to hold open houses all the time at all these properties. And the agents, the ones that separate themselves from the average agents to the extraordinary agents, the ones that are able to really grow further than themselves, is when they're building out a team and they've got buyers agents, sellers agents that are working these open houses for them. So building this into something bigger than yourself is ultimately where you want to get this to go. Look, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about open houses. We're going to talk about how to get people in the door at your open houses, because maybe you've held an open house before and that's why you've got a sour taste in your mouth about them, because maybe you only had 2 or 3 people show up. Is it worth a couple hours on your Saturday if only 2 or 3 people show up? It still probably is, because again, do the math on what each one of those people are worth in commission dollars, and yeah, it's absolutely worth your time there. But how do we make it much more worth our time? How do we increase the odds that we're going to find people that are ready to buy or ready to sell right now? And that's getting more people in the door. So we're going to talk about how to get more people in the door. We're going to talk about, again, a little bit more how to build this rapport as well. But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break. So stick with us. I'm John Carissimo. You're watching State of Real Estate.
Have you seen what's going on in Tampa?
If you're looking to get in on the real estate action that's going on in Tampa right now, we're who you need to talk to. We can help you get your real estate license, start your real estate career. We're here to assist you for the life of your real estate career. Give us a call. Phone number is 813-928-0106, or check us out online at tampaschool.com.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. I'm John Christman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time. We're here live helping you grow and mastermind your real estate business. So what we're talking about today is open houses, why everybody needs them. Your seller's already going to be asking for them. Your seller already wants the open houses. They're going to be asking you, when are you doing an open house? Because they think that's the golden ticket to getting their property sold. It's not. Less than 1% of houses sell as a result of an open house, but you still want to do them. Why? Not only because it's going to make your seller happy, but this gives you a great opportunity. This is really where the real golden ticket is. It's not in getting that home sold. It's in the buyers and sellers that you're able to pick up by holding an open house. Now, open houses, all it's going to take is your time to hold these open houses. To have an open house, it just requires your time. You know, maybe a few dollars, 20, 30, maybe $50 if you're really having an elaborate open house. You know, maybe you spend a little bit more than that. But look, you could be balling on a budget with open houses and start getting buyers in. And then when you start getting commission checks, you could have the really fancy open houses, invest some money in the marketing, really get a lot of people in the door. And that's what we're going to be talking about next, is how to get more people in the door at your open houses. Now, we already talked about why open houses are important, but just to recap, in case you're just tuning in here, according to the National Association of Realtors, 45% of buyers find their agent at an open house. So if you're not doing open house, you're eliminating half of the buyers as potential clients from you, because you're not holding the open house. You're not going to where the buyers are going. It's such a no-brainer because you're able to get buyers to come to you. They're not going to buy that house, less than 1% chance they're going to buy that house, but you build rapport, you establish the relationship, you ask some good questions, you don't come off like you're just trying to close them on that house, but you ask the questions to find out how motivated they are, where they're looking, how they've been looked, who they've talked to, and all kinds of things to really start establishing a relationship and ultimately set an appointment to show them more houses, to maybe meet with you in your office or whatever it is, depending on where it is that they're at in the sale process. Now that's buyers. The other thing we got to keep our eyes open for at these open houses is sellers. So remember, these buyers might also be sellers. So there's some sellers right there for you. If they've already got their house listed for sale, okay, why is their agent not helping them find a property? That's a different story. But chances are they don't have that house on the market yet. They don't have their house. And if they see you doing a great job with an open house, they're much more likely to hire you as an agent. This is a chance. This is your show. This is your chance to really showcase yourself. Now, sellers, maybe they're not looking to actively buy. Maybe they're thinking of it more so of, I'm thinking about selling my house. I haven't even started looking for houses yet. But, let me check out in the neighborhood. Let me see the competition. Let me see what's going on in my local market, in my own backyard. Let me see the upgrades they've done and all that other stuff. So, again, they're not nosy neighbors. They're potential sellers. Yes, they might not be a seller until 2, 3, 4, 5 years out. Who knows how long it's going to be? But they might be thinking about selling, and they might have been thinking about selling for a while now, and they're just looking for the right reason. They're just looking for the perfect timing to list their property for sale. So golden opportunities with open houses, and all it's really costing you is your time. That's the most valuable commodity that it's costing you to hold an open house. As you grow your real estate business, this is going to be the differentiator between an average agent and a phenomenal, an exceptional, a great agent, is you continue to hold open houses. Open houses give the opportunity to demo the product, the inventory it is that you have. So even though you've got maybe 10, 15, 20 listings, how are people able to see those listings? Do they have to set an appointment? Or are you making it easy for them to work with you as a buyer as well? And this is a great way for you to double your commission. Rather than just, dealing with just the selling side and only earning half of the commission, doubling the commission, working both the seller and the buying side by holding more open houses. So they don't need to go to another agent to see your property. They could come right to the open house this weekend. And people really appreciate that. Again, they're looking for their agents at open houses. Now again, going from that good to great to average to exceptional, you've got to employ others to hold these open houses. You've got to have a team of people holding open houses, holding houses open, so you're able to, again, maximize the benefits that you get of these open houses. But now let's talk about getting people at the open house. Because if we don't have anybody at our open house, how are we making money off of it? That's the one way you're pretty much not going to make any money off of an open house, is if nobody shows up. So we're going to start off with some requirements, some things that you always absolutely should do, but these should not be the only things it is that you're doing. So signage. Absolutely have some signage. Now, if you want to make sure you're in compliant with local laws, check the zoning code enforcements. Now, depending on your local area, this is just there for factual matters. I'm not telling you to do anything, but a lot of times zoning code enforcement doesn't, the sign enforcement, they might not work on weekends. And even if they are working on a weekend, maybe it's worth it to get that ticket. That's not me telling you that, but that's your decision to make there. Because you don't want to just have one sign. A lot of agents will just go stick one open house sign in front of the property, go inside, sit down on the couch, and just sit there and wait for somebody to walk in. Now, if this isn't a very busy street that you're putting the sign out on, you're probably going to get nobody to show up. You might have held an open house before where no one's shown up, and you're just like, man, open houses are terrible. No one wants to come see this property. But do they know the house was even open? Do they know that they could have came in and seen this house? Chances are that they couldn't. And look, spend the money on the sign. So there is monetary investment involved with this. There is money investment involved with this. Look, if you got to start out with small signs, fine, because of budget reasons or whatever it may be, but get bigger signs. Because if it's a little tiny sign like this that they're driving down the highway with some little tiny text and maybe it's like a little arrow, they're already going to have blown by that by the time they even figure out what this is about. Maybe they figure out it's about an open house, but they've already shot way past that there, and they're like, whatever, not worth my time. Whereas if you have great big signs, big capital letters, open house, maybe on top of that you attach some balloons to it. Because you want to grab people's attention. You can get those little flags, anything it is that you're using to grab their attention. Now, obviously, the more large and extravagant you get with these things here, the more money that's going to cost you. But what's going to happen now? That investment that you're making in getting attention on your open house is going to generate more traffic in your open house. And when you get more traffic in your open house, the benefits of the open house really start to work. You're truly not going to see the benefits of open houses clearly until you're getting at least 10 to 12 people into an open house on any given open house. And even then, that's a small number, but that's where you'll really start to be able to see the benefits of how many people it is you could potentially meet over a couple hours span. Now, ideally, you want to be shooting to 20, 30, maybe even 40 people you're getting through the open house, because what would that do to your business if this weekend, if tomorrow, today's Friday, if tomorrow I told you you could have 30 buyers that you meet? How much would that cost you in Zillow leads to go out and buy 30 buyer leads? Is it going to cost more than the cost of maybe some signage and some refreshments and whatnot in your time of holding an open house? Well, if you're getting 30 or 40 people in there, you're probably going to make a ton of money off of that one open house as long as you're following up with everyone and so on and so forth. But this gives you such a low cost opportunity to acquire leads. So signage, huge. Balloons. These are nothing new here. Because every open house before, you should have seen signage. Maybe they had some balloons. Most of the time, the realtors don't even want to invest in the balloons. You don't want to go buy a little tank of helium or go get some balloons blown up at Party City or whatever the case may be. Look, that's so cheap and for what the return can be just by getting that attention, getting that higher foot traffic into your property. So, balloons are a great way to do it. One of the things that some agents will do, but probably not to its fullest potential, is canvas the neighborhood. And when I say canvas the neighborhood, you're essentially door knocking the neighborhood. And you're going door to door in the neighborhood and say, hey, my name is John Carissimo. I'm from ABC Realty. I'm holding an open house down the street this weekend. I would love for you to come and check it out and give me some feedback as one of the neighbors in this property. Give me some feedback of what you think about this property, if you think the price is too high or too low. People love having their opinions heard. So maybe that's one angle you go about it, but have some reason you want them to go there that gives them a reason to get into that open house. If anything, maybe it's just, hey, come get yourself some free snacks. Maybe we'll have a little bounce house if you really want to have an extreme open house. We got a bounce house for the kids there. Come check it out. You guys, I think you'd really like this house, but I truly want to see your feedback on it. We've got some great refreshments. I've got my friend's going to be firing up the barbecue grill, all kinds of, almost like a party. And you're going door to door inviting people to this party, hoping it is that they show up. That's the way it is that you really want to think about an open house. It's getting people together. And if it needs to be a little bit of a party to get people in front of you, because if there's no people, because you might be saying, well, John, I'm not throwing a party. I'm a realtor. I have standards. I'm there to hold a professional open house, to sit there at my table with my laptop, and when people come up to me to ask me questions, I will give them the answer. Look, if that's the way you're looking to go about this, that's fine, but that's not going to get you people in the door. If you're going about this to be a fun event, of getting people in the door. Look, everybody needs a realtor. The hierarchy of needs. Number 1, water. Number 2, food. Number 3, shelter. Everybody needs some shelter. Whether they're buying it, they're renting it, whatever the case may be, we want them to know who we are because we're the provider of that shelter. We're the ones who could get them that shelter. And yes, there's tons of other people that get them the shelter, and we don't want them to use those other people. We want them to use us. So we get them there, having an opportunity to meet them, to establish a relationship with them. Yeah, they might not buy today, and that's why you want more traffic. You want to do everything you can to get more traffic in your property, because the more traffic you get in your property, the more opportunity you have to find the low-hanging fruit of the people, the neighbor that says, hey, you know what, actually, I am looking to sell my property. I'm glad you stopped by. And you will get people that say that. You might be terrified of going door to door knocking, but trust me when I say this, there will be people that say, I'm glad you stopped by. I'm actually thinking about selling my property. Why don't you come in and do you have a couple minutes we could talk about this? Absolutely. Let's talk. Let's figure this out. Now, look, if you're worried about going in strangers' houses, because I've heard this before, come packing. We live in Florida. We have great gun laws. You get your concealed carry permit, and that you probably never have to use it. But if that gives you the peace of mind of, hey, I don't need to worry because I'm packing, go to the gun range, learn how to use that thing. Take some classes. Look, I'll share something with you. One of my favorite memories of my real estate career is when I first got my real estate license. Probably within the first year or so, there was a training at my brokerage office, and this training was about self-defense. And not just any self-defense class, it was actually a concealed carry permit class that they had. And we actually got to shoot a gun in the conference room into this little device that kind of catches the bullet and whatnot, but still. And we did that just not so much because I've never had to pull a gun on somebody. Don't think I'll ever have to. But just in case you want that peace of mind, it's there. Look, you don't like guns, get mace. Get some nunchucks. Get something. If you just want to, work with these things, go take some boxing or karate or taekwondo classes or something like that just so you're confident. If you're not confident in your skin, in your security, you're going to have a hard time going out there and just meeting people. But this is such a huge benefit because this is a great way to find sellers in that neighborhood. So have a little self-confidence. And if you don't have self-confidence, get yourself some self-confidence and you'll be fine door knocking. And look, the horror stories of these things happening, they're so far and few and in between, you'll probably never have to worry about it. But it's good to have that peace of mind that if you find yourself in that situation, you're going to be good to go. Maybe you don't want to fight people, but you want to have, almost like a life alert thing. Go get yourself one of these little Apple Watches here. You just hold down the button for 5 seconds and you get police coming to you within minutes to come help you out. So look, it's 2019. You shouldn't have to worry about that, and you don't need to worry about that as long as you take the necessary precautions. So if that's what it takes to get you door knocking, do whatever you've got to do to get yourself door knocking, because especially as a new agent, if you don't have money to spend on leads, that's a huge way to find new business. But now, what about when you do start getting some money rolling in? And if you guys that are watching that are more experienced agents that already have an established pipeline of business, that you already have some money to invest in advertising. So advertising your open house as well. And you want to do this at least 2 weeks in advance. You want to start 2 weeks in advance. Now, in State of Real Estate, we've done a lot of episodes about advertising and marketing, and remember, it takes 7 times, a minimum 7 times for somebody to get recognition of your brand, your face, whatever it is that you're offering. Even if they watch maybe you post a little video on Facebook, and that's your advertisement. Because the ways you could do this, you could go on Facebook, you could do pay-per-click. Now, pay-per-click, that could get really expensive. How could you use pay-per-click to advertise your open house? Well, you've got to have a nice page dedicated just for your open house built out. And now, where do you want to show that ad? Well, you want to show that ad for people around that property. So the people around that property maybe run an ad that says open house, this date, something like that. Test it out, figure out what ad copy works best for your market. But that could be an extremely powerful way to beat Zillow in real estate search advertisements, to show up on top of Zillow. So that way when people are going to go look on Zillow, your ad shows up first. They go on your website, they see about the open house, they come to your open house. Now you have an opportunity to build a relationship with them, and you don't have to pay Zillow a penny. So pay-per-click can absolutely be huge. Maybe you do something in a newspaper, whether it's a local newspaper, like a neighborhood news type of thing, or maybe the larger, more regional type of newspapers, whatever it may be. That could get a little bit pricier, but look, people still do read the newspaper. People do still look at that stuff, and that could generate you some business as well. It's probably still not going to be as effective as the digital stuff, so if you're not advertising digitally yet, you should absolutely figure that out and start doing that, because that's a huge opportunity to grow your real estate business. But look, advertising is another way to get more people in your house. Maybe you have some sort of giveaway. Something that you're giving away that'll help get the word out about your open house. Maybe you've got like a $100 gift card that you're raffling off. Hey, come to the open house, come check it out. Enter your name for drawing to win a $100 gift card. You go door knocking. You go canvassing the neighborhood and saying, "Hey, yeah, we're having a open house down the street. We've got food. We've got drinks. We'll have music. Well, you got the grill fired up. We're giving away a $100 gift card. You guys got to come check it out. It's going to be a fun time." Oh, okay, great, yeah. Does that sound like something you'd rather go to than compared to, "Yeah, I'm holding an open house. Come check it out. It's 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. I think you guys would like it." That's not going to get somebody to come to an open house. You got to get them excited. You got to get them motivated. And again, if it takes throwing a party essentially to get them there, that's what it takes. Look, that's about all the time it is that we've got for today's episode. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to rewatch this whole stream, go to tampaschool.com/success. That's tampaschool.com/success. That's our Success Center. We've got all of the State of Real Estate, Ask the Instructor videos, calculators, articles, all kinds of great, powerful tools to help you grow your real estate business. So check that out. That's tampaschool.com/success. It's about all the time we've got for today. If you've got questions about obtaining your real estate license, starting a real estate career, completing post-licensing, whatever the case may be, give us a call. We have advisors standing by. That phone number is 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.
Have you seen what's going on in Tampa?
If you're looking to get in on the real estate action that's going on in Tampa right now, we're who you need to talk to. We can help you get your real estate license, start your real estate career. We're here to assist you for the life of your real estate career. Give us a call. Phone number is 813-928-0106, or check us out online at tampaschool.com.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.